You are about to listen to Only Fools and Collecting, a podcast for those who like a good moan about figure collecting and don't mind naughty words.
Alright, Pete.
Evening, mate.
How you diddling?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Good.
Good. You ready for another fun-filled Thursday night?
I am. Yeah. It's quite a short one again, but we've got some good stuff on here. So
The sad thing is, it's quite a short one, but it's still probably twice as much as we had last week.
Yeah. At least we've got more than one release, I think, this time. And,
yeah. Things are picking up. Things are picking up, but there's still.
Yes, I think there's going to be an absolute avalanche of stuff in the next couple of quarters.
Shitting a brick. Absolutely shitting a brick. Because all my stuff seems to be coming out in a very small little window. And I'm literally looking at it going, I'm going to have to cancel stuff. I'm just going to have to cancel stuff and try and pick it up later down the line. It's just too much being squeezed into too small.
It's got to the point now where I'm not really sure when anything is coming out, to be honest.
No. And to be honest, it's completely put me off pre-ordering. I just think, what's the fucking point? Why am I bothering? Yeah. If we're talking, say in some cases we're talking like 3-year windows, and I'm like, I don't even know what I'm going to like next week, let alone in fucking 3 years' time.
No, exactly. No, you'll always still love Star Wars stuff, either OT or like Clone Wars and that. So that's a safe bet. But anything else, I think, is...
But even then, like, Sideshow fucked me with that because I was all ready to delve deep into the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
And I was going to get the Maul, and I was going to get Ahsoka, and it was going to be all fucking fantastic. And then Sideshow go, animated anyone? Oh! So now I was like, well, I'm not going to get any Hot Toy stuff then. I'll go for Sideshow.
Yeah.
And then they just go, do you know we said February? Probably May, June-ish. We won't even fucking email you to let you know that we're going to push it back, but you'll know because people talk about it on the internet, and I'm like, oh, fuck you. And then everything else is also pushed back to that time, so I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a few third-party bits and pieces which were meant to be out in Q1, and they obviously didn't come out, and I've got no knowledge of whether, when they've been moved to or anything like that, so it's just a bit of a mystery now, to be honest. It'll just be the first you'll know about is you get an invoice coming.
Yeah,
like,
it's fucking lottery.
Right, yeah.
And the thing is, as well, is everything is so fucked at the moment because it's like, so I ordered the Mars Toy Joker. I only ordered it because TNS were like, we've got some in stock. And I was like, I thought that shit was like way sold out and I'd regretted not jumping on it. So I was like, oh, fuck, I'm going to have to. Bam. So that should turn up in a couple of weeks. But I'm starting to think, actually, I might just start fucking about with third parties and custom stuff and all that because Hot Toys is just so fucking unreliable. I was even thinking, cancel all my pre-orders and just delve deep into Star Trek, which I've been saying I want to do for ages.
Yeah.
Just
Good
because at least X06 are getting stuff out the door consistently and they're not really delaying anything. So you kind of know...
No, and they've got some stuff that's coming soon that's literally going to be like no pre-order, just straight purchase out the door kind of thing. Yeah. So, which is really
the
cool.
fact he wants to do every complete bridge crew makes me just think, I want my next generation. I want my next gen. I want my next gen Picard. I want Riker. I want fucking everyone. So
he teased a mock-up of the bridge as well. There's no news, but like the horseshoe and the chairs and everything, and people are like, "Are you going to make that?" So
please make it, for the love of God, please.
Yeah.
Let's have a little look in the chat. We've got Toy Matthew's been here since last week.
Yeah, cheers.
Punisher XX, looking forward to some plastic crap for my edition. Good lad. Takar 3. Evening, gents, and Ian. Thank you. Ryan, Equan, Scott Bradley, Equan again, Mr. Danny
sweet
Lee.
Danny Lee.
Yo. So that is the gang. So let's kick off with a big thank you to Backdrops and Bases for constantly putting up with our shit. And let's delve straight into all the lovely crap that's come out. Say all the lovely crap, like the fucking
you did Fortnite first, mate.
Oh.
Just because you haven't got anything.
That's true. Well, no, that's not technically true. I bought a cat flap to stop the cat from pissing in front of the door, and so far he's pissed in front of the door, so it's not really worked.
So needs some hardcore training as how to
fucking fucking air rifle is what I need.
Yeah.
Right. So let's go straight into
new this fortnight.
Okay, so this is me. I showed Mace last show or the show before. I'd just done a bit of body swap and bits and pieces and whatever, and had the old Sideshow sculpt on. I had a CCFL lightsaber, which I dropped something on and broke, so I'm waiting for a replacement blades to come in. So at the moment he's back to his normal plastic one. So what I did, I kind of planned this for a while, and so basically I wasn't happy with the Sideshow sculpt. There was a figure that came out, I think it was like Toy Works The Master or something, came out 3-4 years ago, which was like a third party, and they did Qui-Gon, who was horrendous. But the Mace wasn't bad, and the speculation was that they'd recast one of the probably the first Hot Toys Nick Fury head and kind of taken off the beard and stuff, and it looked okay. Looking at it, you can't find them for love nor money, so I kind of thought, well, if I could pick up a Nick Fury head, I'll have a go at obviously adapting it. And luckily, a guy listed up like hundreds of heads that he had, and he had a couple of the Winter Soldier one, which is the one you need because it's got removable eye patch. The original Avengers one is a fixed eye patch, so you'd have to do some real hardcore work on that and sculpt a new eye and what have you. So basically, yeah, he's got a goatee beard, and he's got kind of damage around the eye, and the eye's a bit milky and things. So I started off. I thought I'll buy two. He had two, so I thought I'll buy two. If I really fuck the first one up, then I'll just put him on there as he is without the eye patch and just say, he grew a goatee. But no, actually, it turned out quite easy. I just went at it. I just got a little bit of sandpaper. I didn't want to use anything like a Dremel or anything like that because it's too risky. Like to take half his nose off.
One slip and you're fucked.
And if you go like too deep, and then you've got to start filling. So I basically just got some quite fine sandpaper and just gradually worked it. Got the beard off. Got a fair amount of the scarring off around his eye, and then started doing some repainting, which I found quite difficult because I don't really paint head sculpts, and kind of getting the right colour and everything was quite difficult.
Matching it's a bit of a pain in the ass. Yeah,
and I don't know whether it's the lighting from the movie or not, but he's got in Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones now, he's got quite a sort of almost an orangey tone. He's not. It's a different shade to kind of how the Winter Soldier Nick Fury sculpt is. So I tried to capture some of that, and then I went over it, and then I did the lips. I didn't like it, but I gradually got there, and I think I'm quite happy with it. And obviously I did some work on the eye, kind of did a little bit of a repaint and glossed that and everything. And I think it's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. To be honest. The shot on the left, like from the viewing distance that you get, I think is
it looks really good.
Bang on, to be honest. So yeah, happy with that. And obviously, hopefully next week I'll have a new blade in and redo his CCFL saber. And and also the other thing I bought from this guy was the Royal Guard helmet, because I've quite fancied one, but they're very basic figure, and they go for stupid
cool
money.
Looking.
They are
very cool looking.
Yeah.
Super expensive, but very, very cool.
Yeah, and I've seen them on eBay, and they always go for sort of £300, and they have got an outfit underneath, and they've got bits, but you never see it. But essentially, they're the helmet and they're a cloak. So I said, I said I'll have the head. I'll have a go at doing a custom. So got the head, and he said he said, "Oh, I've got some red fabric if you want it." So it's a really good match for the head. So I said, "Well, yeah." So if you don't need it, then yeah, by all means send it over. So yeah, he did that. So I got the I had an old, and I bought a really cheap body because it's all being covered up and everything. I have actually built I did make him an outfit underneath. Just because I kind of, I don't know, I felt a bit weird just having like a naked body under there with a pair of boots.
It's like Mr. Emperor, hello.
Yes, hello. So I did fashion an outfit which looks okay, to be honest, and but the fabric he got was really nice. Drapes really nicely, and I was able to kind of get that there's quite a specific look to the material around the bottom of the helmet. So essentially I think I paid 60 quid for the helmet, and 15 quid for the body, and the rest of the boots and everything else I just had or made. So really pleased with him, and I've stuck him in next to the Emperor. I know people have two, and I'm not bothered about having two. And I mean, it looks great. You're only seeing the top bit of him and his helmet, and so that was quite a good week, really.
Yeah, you did really well.
So happy with that. I mean, as I say, we were just talking. I've got plenty of pre-orders that should have dropped by now. So imminently, like yourself, I could have quite a few bits coming in. But as I say, at the moment, I don't know. I've got no idea. Like even things like those the World Box seamless arm sets that releasing. They were meant to be out Q1. I mean, I paid for those back in November, and I mean they've not come out, and that's just a weird thing because it's not like there's any real reason for why that would be delayed or anything.
I'm finding that Sideshow just fucking hates me. So I noticed that people were posting up on Facebook that were getting their Bale Batman notifications that they were going to get charged on Friday, and I thought, oh fuck, don't, because I don't.
I see. So you've got him with Sideshow.
I need that to be like, I thought I need that to be like a month away. But they don't email if anything's delayed. They just nothing at all. And I'm like, I'm quite glad they haven't. But it would be nice to know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah,
because it could mean next month. Because technically next month is Django and should be Bell Batman. So is it? Because Django's not even out in Hong Kong yet.
No.
The way they keep just fucking dropping stuff, you never know. And then
and we've got Snowspeeder Luke must be just round the corner somewhere.
It's July, I think.
Yeah.
Because I'm paying that off monthly, but it's just fucking chaos, absolute chaos at the moment. Not fun at all.
No. So we've discussed your cat flap. Hopefully we'll have something more interesting.
Pure filth.
Yeah, definitely.
So look, let's have a look at
new releases.
Talking about Batman.
Here he is.
It's about Batman. Hang on, there's one honourable mention on new this week here. Was David here has picked up the quarter scale Vader. It's such a good figure, as you can see that way. I've got it and I fucking love it. And it was one of those figures I was thinking, it's too big, it doesn't fit in. Like, what should I do? And the more I look at it, I'm like, I like it. It makes my 6 scale Vader that I put a lot of time and effort into customising just look like a bag of shit. Really. The quarter scale's the way to go. But anyway, back to 6 scale. So Bell Batman's released, and this will set you back £320 if you buy it from Hong Kong, or about $220 if you're patient and you wait, pretty much. I like it. To me, I've already sold my DX12 ages ago to upgrade to get this. The cape's still a bag of shit. Like, fuck you, Hot Toys.
Yeah.
Like, why can't you do capes by now? The sad thing is, right, is that I'm going to have to do all the mods I did to my old one on this one as well, which I was hoping I really wouldn't have to do that much of.
We don't have to make him taller. That's the only thing you don't have to do.
Yeah, that's true, because the old one was comically short. He only really blended in when you had him on that stand because of the extra height. I saw a side by side on Facebook, and it's amazing the difference. Yeah.
And it almost makes the new one look too tall, but I think it's okay when you look at it on its own. It just looked ridiculously tall compared to the old one.
You could never have a display of just all the Batmen.
No,
because of that one was just so fucking small. It was comical.
Yeah, and Batfleck's massive. He's like 6'7" or something like that, and
beast. Yeah.
So what you've got this on order. So what do you love about it, and what do you still see as an issue that you need to kind of fix?
So what I'm going to do is when I get mine, and it's got to remember I'm a little bit more anal than most people with stuff. So those gauntlets, they've still got the elbow pad attached to the gauntlets. So I believe when you bend those, you still get the little pokey out bit. I'm cutting those fuckers off and filing it down, and I'll either stick them to the elbows or I'll just throw them in the bin. The gloves as well, that little band around the wrist needs to go, and then
come off.
You heat up the gauntlets, and you kind of bend the gauntlets over the glove.
So they overlap,
and then it kind of stays like that. Getting these shoulder pads so they sit down a bit more flush. That's probably about all I'd be willing. And getting that neck to sit down a little lower. So the way you do that on the old one, and assuming this is the same, is you crack open that neck piece and you take out the little cup that sits inside, and you break out a little bit of plastic in there, and then what happens then is the little ball joint that's inside the body sits up a little bit further, and you can just slide that in a bit deeper.
And obviously replacing the cape again.
Yeah, and getting rid of that dog shit cape. When I sold my DX12, I had a Tony May on it, so I just kept the cape and fucked everything else off. And I think
you got the cape.
I wasn't sure if it came with that stand, the DX stand, which this does. So I kept hold of the stand, so I've got 2 of them as well.
Yeah, although hasn't this one got the lights on, but they don't work. The lights are on, but nobody's home.
I don't know.
Which people have complained about, because they've got the little spotlights on the corners, haven't they? The front corners, on the old one. Apparently, this has got those, but it has no working light function. So they're like lazy cunts. I mean, just
take them out if you're not going to use it.
Just take them out. I mean, it's not really a massive remold, is it?
Because the lights on the original base are actually pretty good.
Andre.
Andre. So close and yet so far. The actual lights on the original base are pretty good. I take photos,
they had them on the DX09 as well. It was quite good.
Quite powerful for what they were, a tiny little thing.
Yeah, and you could obviously like move them. You could focus. You could move them a bit. But it's just really lazy, and their work on their stands has been shite. Hot Toys, they've really like dropped the ball with that one. Like the horrible, a lot of the time you've either got the sand base for characters that have never been in it on a stand planet and don't even have feet that fit in the holes, or you've got this horrible kind of cardboard overlays, or those nasty ones that the Jar and the Gonk droid had, like a thin plastic kind of thing. And reusing the Terminator bases for the Iron Man and stuff like that, leaving the lights in, but there's not even a battery compartment for it. Yeah, it's ridiculous. So the good thing is, I mean, it's not a good thing because obviously you've got to spend extra money, but I know that 1/6 kit stock all of the Jackson capes now. So if you don't want to kind of go through him on Facebook and everything, then you can buy them through kit now, which is quite good. If you're more comfortable with doing that, and we've talked about 1/6 kit on here. I heartily recommend them. I've never had anything other than exemplary service from them, and so if you are looking to pick up a custom cape, have a look on there, and they've got kind of pretty much every current version, I think, going for all the different Batmans and stuff. Because I think he did a long cape and a short one for this, didn't it? It was like a battling cape, is shorter.
It's 3 different types he
Yeah.
did. There was the wired, the long cape, and the short
Yeah.
cape. So the long cape is kind of like, it looks a little bit like that one in the middle, but just not like a bag of shit. And when you've got him standing on this base, kind of, if you've got the long cape, and you don't do the whole, draping around him shit.
Yeah.
It kind of goes. On the old one, remember this one's a little bit taller though. On the old one, it would go from his shoulders, and practically the bottom of the cape would touch the floor, so it would go past the stand.
Yeah.
But yeah, those capes are fantastic. Well, they just make it look so much better. They drape properly.
Yeah, it's definitely a worthwhile investment. And what about the sculpt? What do you think of the?
I like it.
Sculpt? Yeah.
To be honest, I thought the DX12 sculpt was pretty good. And I think this is.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
I
owned that one a long time ago. Yeah, and that was...
I don't think that's probably the best photo of it, but
no.
All the in-hand stuff I've seen looks pretty good.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I think most people kind of take that sculpt and stick it on a suit because.
Yeah, that's what I did when I had the X12.
Yeah. Unless you've got kind of the armory, you don't tend to use it that much, which is a shame because it's a really good sculpt. I think I put mine on the Shadow Ninja, the Pop Toys one, to give him that look from the first one
as well. Yeah,
just because it needed to be used because it just felt a bit of a shame.
Yeah, it was a really good one at the time, and I think this one. I don't know if it's a new sculpt or not, but obviously, even if it wasn't, the paint jobs have come a long way in 8-9 years, or however long ago it was that the DX12 came out. So it does look really good, and as you say, it's you really want to find a use for it if you can.
So, Facebook user looking for Nightmare Batman goggles. Will 1/6 Kit have them? I don't know if he's got any third-party ones, but you could have a look on some of the Facebook groups of people that part stuff out.
Yeah,
or have
Toy
a look.
Anxiety or something like that.
Yeah, Toy Anxiety, or look, those Batman goggles for the Nightmare Batman aren't. They weren't created for the Batman. They're military-style goggles. So have a look on sites that part out the military figures. Because you'll probably get some very, very similar.
Yeah, like a Dragon in Dreams or a Damn Toys or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. So look, while we're on the Batman train, we've got his motor. So the Batman Bale Tumbler, a couple of hours ago, was just dropped. 525 quid from Hong Kong sellers, plus postage, which will be fuck knows
the
what.
same again.
An absolute probably. Yeah. This doesn't offend me that it's out again. It's nice that people get a chance. It's another vehicle they don't have space for. I love it. Don't have space for it. So but on the whole, looks pretty good.
Little Lego one. Yeah, it does look good. And again, I don't know if they changed anything from the original, but the original was.
Don't think they have.
Great anyway. So.
I think the only thing with the original were those little gold bits would snap.
Yeah. Okay. They probably still will. But
yeah, I mean they're thin plastic. It's always gonna happen. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, it's pretty cool, and it's good. It's nice that they've released it at the same time as well.
So that surprised me actually, because I was expecting them to do what they normally do and go now, and about a year's time you can have the vehicle.
Yeah, exactly. But no, it's good. It's good if you've ordered the two, although not good for your wallet.
No, that is going to fuck your wallet hard.
Yeah.
So we also have get this so toys. So toys Bat Lady, 115 quid. I really like this, but there's another version of this coming out as well by another company. Which I cannot remember.
Yeah, it's SYY Toys, isn't it?
Yes, so it'd be nice to.
Yeah, so theirs is called Lady
see which
Bat,
one's
and this one's Bat Lady. Yeah, so. Evening Lane. Nice to have you in, mate.
Here he is. So yeah, I really like the design of this.
Yeah.
I don't like the TV show. I tried watching it twice and thought it was shit.
Yeah, I haven't watched any of it.
But I like the costume design, and to be fair, if you got a Batman collection, you could futz it in. and it wouldn't.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. And I was watching an unboxing video on YouTube, and yeah, it looks really good. Like the detail and the patterning in the suit and everything is really nice.
And the hair looks pretty decent as well. It doesn't look too Dolly-like, which is
no. I suppose if you've got hair that colour, you've dyed it and you've stuck a load of shit in it anyway. So you could probably, it's more maybe.
It's
more
going to look fairly Dolly-like.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a little bit more kind of, you can get away with it a bit more than if it was just meant to be like natural hair colour, I think. But no, it looks good.
Yeah, I mean, as well for like. How much did I say it was? 115 quid.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not bad, is it? No,
that's not
for 150 quid. That's pretty good.
Yeah, there's not much you're getting for that these days. To be honest. So.
No. So we've also got, while we're on the ladies of DC, on the other scale of the very, very expensive, we have the Hot Toys Birds of Prey Harley, which dropped at 230 quid. No. Yeah,
Lane, who's in the chat, just watching the chat, he did an unboxing of this on Monday, and he, it looked okay, and he was sort of keen to point out that he wanted a 1/6 representation of Harley in his collection, but he wasn't prepared to pay the secondary prices for the original Suicide Squad figure, which is hands down the best, best Harley that's come out so far. I've often looked at it and thought, even though I haven't got any DC, it's such a cool figure that I haven't. But so he's kind of making do with this for now. But there's a few bits I don't like about it. I mean, those knees, they're horrific. The elbows are not good. Sculpt is okay, but I don't think any of this one or the previous one or any of the others match the original Suicide Squad version for realism.
The things that offend me, like I say, the knees are just nightmare fuel.
Absolutely. I mean, I'd rather just have a standard joint than that kind of horrible overlapping kind of apron.
It just looks like folds of fat. I mean, you kind of, I get what they were trying to do, and when we talk about companies don't try anything different.
Yeah.
So you got to give them props for at least trying to get that, to get more of a uniform look and to hide that joint. Yeah. It just doesn't help that it just draws your eye too much. And the thing is, when you look at these the shoulders, the elbows, just make these gauntlet things a little bit bigger. And would have taken that away, and I don't think anyone would have complained. Like no one would have. No. And then
it's like a Frankenstein. It's like someone's severed her lower legs and then sewn them back on.
It looks like someone's
had Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah. It looks like someone's had to go at kit bashing.
Yeah.
He's kind of the way. Yeah. It just. The thing is, I don't like the hair, because the hair that you look at the face and that's Harley Quinn. I see the face, not a problem. It's the hair that lets it down, because it's very one-toned. So you kind of go from like ultra realistic to just plastic crap, and I think that's what throws you off. Ryan's hoping to see the red dress version. Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
But this does come with one of the greatest accessories of all time, which is the half-eaten foil wrapped sandwich that she's.
That's pretty good. Actually, I like that.
Yeah, it is really cool. Yeah, it does look really good. That she's set her heart on, and then somebody she ends up getting it knocked out of her hand, and it gets splattered all over the road, and she just goes.
It was like an fried egg sandwich.
It was. Yeah. It had eggs in it and bacon and stuff. It did look good, to be honest.
It did.
So that's quite cool. But yeah, so I mean, I hated the film, to be honest. I really, really didn't like it. She was better, obviously, in Suicide Squad 2. So, although you'd have thought that they'd have announced a figure from that by now if they were going to do.
You would have thought, looking at all the other versions of Harley, you would have thought.
Yeah, because that's been out a couple of years, that film now. So.
Lane, I got the Harley Quinn figure and unboxed the caution tape. I'm not liking it.
No.
No.
No. Not for
It's
us.
a tricky one. Because the thing is, like, if we look at the lady bat or bat lady or whatever the fuck we want to call it, 115
Yeah.
quid, right? Not much really I can say wrong with that. We then go officially licensed £230, and I look at this and I'm like, just don't. No, if I held those two figures up and I said, which one's 230 quid, and which one's like 130, 115, you go, this is the 115 quid one, and the other one's the more expensive one. And I think as the prices keep jumping up, I think whereas before there were things that I was like, you're fucking just creating over nothing. Now I'm a little bit more like, actually, do you know what? If the price is going to keep jumping up the way they're going, stop fucking us in the arse and telling us that this is all okay when it isn't.
Yeah, exactly. And this is a figure that 3 years ago would have been 150 quid, and now it's half that again. And that's just the way the world's gone. But as you say, it does give you the right to be more picky, I think, and expect more from it. So, yeah. And obviously,
100%.
We've talked about it ad infinitum, that we're having to be more and more picky about figures. And I think you're right. It's like, I'm not going to buy something unless either the figure is absolutely banging or it's a character that's so sort of dear to my own heart that I have to have a representation, no matter what the minuses and stuff of it. But like for
imagine pre-ordering this 2 years ago, and then it turns up, you unbox it, and you've got fucking vagina knees, fantastic.
Yeah.
That's just the fuck. Like, no. Lane, you just need to pick up an old Suicide Squad Harley at this point. I think but even that's not without its problems, but they're hidden great. A bit better.
And at least it's got a seamless body as well. And I haven't heard of any real issues. I know some of the elbows went, but that was because they were in quite extreme poses. But Lane says, I missed it. Did you guys like the prototype Moon Knight figure from the other week? We were sort of a bit 50-50, weren't we? Because it looks a bit plasticky. And I'm not majorly enjoying the series, to be honest. And I haven't watched episodes 3 or 4 yet. So it didn't do much for me. But it's something a bit different, I suppose. So
it was okay. It was okay. So we've been talking about this for an awfully long time. Present Toys Indie, in-hand photos have hit. It's shipping imminently. People are getting their notifications. The photos are there of it boxed. There's in-hand photos, and I am very, very impressed.
I think it's good.
Particularly, how much were these? 150 odd?
Yeah, about 150. Yeah. So this photo is from Kit, 16 Kit. It's basically the invoices are going out this week and he's shipping out next week. He has got some extras coming. So if you missed out and you really want one, keep an eye on 16 Kit, because basically once he's got them, he's going to list up, put the listed up, and once they're gone, they're gone. So I don't know how many extras he's getting, but I think obviously a lot of people were a little bit on the fence. It could have turned out like arse, but I think having seen these now, I think they're gonna fly off the shelves. Those.
I think so.
From what I understand, the jacket is now real leather. The Kit put something on one of the groups to say that they'd said that they'd upgraded it to real leather, which is nice. Sleeves are a bit short, but you can stretch them out. You can do a bit of gentle teasing on. They don't need to stretch too much. Trousers are a little bit tight, but I think everything else looks pretty good. The sculpt looks good. Hat looks good. Hands are a bit big, but then that's the problem with a lot of figures anyway. Boots look good. It's difficult to tell whether they look like soft goods, because we were debating whether they would be like a copy of the Hot Toys ones. But But yeah, no, the bag strap looks nice. The bag looks good. You can't see the holster there, but people are saying it still looks very similar to the Sideshow Temple of Doom holster. I'm almost. I might if I see them up on 1/6 kit, I might be tempted to just buy one just to
tempted.
have a look because I can always sell it on. It's
tempted.
not like I need another indie, but it's.
I'm tempted just to see what it's like in hand.
Yeah. And you said
Just
you'd seen some pictures of the smiling sculpts as well, and that
really
looks pretty good too. Yeah. So I think if you've got one, you've done well there, and you probably only need to tweak a couple of bits, and you can have the makings of a really good indie there. And I think the main thing was the sculpts, and it looks good. And it's a rip off of Inigo. Shit happens. He didn't pay any license to make his ones. So you kind of just, what the heck? If it works for the consumer, then they've got to live with this. And he's made his money. He's made a lot of money. And he's doing another run of his V3 anyway. So if you want the original, you're still going to buy the original. You can So I think have a look. I might be tempted to pick one up. And I'm not sure about the other. I haven't seen the other accessories or anything yet. But it's good. It's good. It's what people have been waiting for, and hopefully it'll see the price of those shitty old DX05s.
They're just such a pile of shit.
Plummet now.
They are.
They're not. There's boots about the only thing worth having. The bags.
We'll get to that in a minute, Lane.
Yeah.
All things.
Yeah, we're almost there. Next thing. No, it's good figure.
I think for the large majority of people, this will be their representation of indie.
It's miles better than the DX5 just out of the box.
It's the best off the shelf indie that we've seen in years.
Yeah.
Without having to, if I hadn't gone down the custom route, I would have got this and probably weathered it up a bit and gone. It's good enough for me.
Really happy with it. Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely. And we haven't seen the whip yet either, but I think from what you see there, even if the rest of it is shite, then it's worth the 150 quid.
100%.
You can definitely work with that. So happy for people, to be honest, to have a new base figure. And I think we'll be seeing these. If you don't manage to catch one, these will be going for twice what they went for. I think 100%. Pretty soon, because it'll be the figure that people look for.
Yeah. No one's going to be remotely interested in the Hot Toys one.
No, and you might see a lot of probably the smiling heads for sale, because a lot of people don't want more than one indie. The second head's a bonus. So if you're looking for a replacement head for your indie, there might be some good opportunities there as well. So it's good. It's all good.
So look, let's have a look at what everyone has been harping on about the last couple of weeks, and look at some of this stuff that's going to come soon.
Coming soon.
So I don't know if anyone knows that there's a new Luke.
I might have seen something.
Yeah. So this
up.
Luke comes in two versions: a deluxe for 273 quid and a standard for 225. It's out July to December 2023, and the exclusive parts are the Dagobah stand, which is again it looks like another cover, and the smashed up Vader sculpt with Luke's head in it. So I quite like this, but I have no intention at all of getting it, because I have the battle damaged DX, so I don't really need to upgrade. And what I'm actually quite looking forward to is people parting out their ODXs, so I can pick up one of the original ones, so I can finish my DX set off. The DX Luke is probably the Luke I've owned the most. I probably owned it about 4 times now. I don't see any need to upgrade, if I'm honest.
No, I've got the clean version, which I picked up loose. It's probably like one of my, probably in the first sort of 10 Hot Toys figures I got a really good deal on it loose. and I've always loved the figure, and it's had an upgraded head sculpt. So I've got the Inigo V2 on there now. It looks really good. And as I say, yeah, as you said, I think if you've got the DX07, I don't think it's worth, or you've even got half of it. I don't think it's worth the upgrade. I think some bits might be better. People saying the jacket length's better, but this thing comes clean as anything. And even the clean version of the DX07 was a little bit, it wasn't perfect. So because it comes from Dagobah. The
jacket's the exact same length. It's just people don't pull the belt up.
Yeah. The boots are cheap looking. The boots aren't as good as the original ones. I mean, I know that some people's original ones are flaked, but again, that tends to be people that live in quite humid climates and stuff. So that all that stuff just tears apart. And the magnets that come off the belts and everything. But there's not really anything. So from my point of view, I'm really glad that it's coming, and I'm happy for people that have been after a Bespin Luke and haven't wanted to, pay the aftermarket on the DX07, which seems to have settled a little bit. And even before this was announced, you could pick them up for sort of 400 maybe. But obviously you're committing to 2 figures, and you might not want to do
and normally,
that. So,
like people have been parting those out for such a long time.
Correct.
You're normally picking up either of the figures on their own for about $250. Generally speaking, you can get yourself a Bespin Luke relatively cheap. And I've seen a couple of people selling the sets now for about $350.
Yes.
So
the exclusive always commanded a greater price. But the thing is, as cool as that helmet is, the Vader helmet, what would you do with it? It's lying on the floor next to him. It's not really, and so that Dagobah is just basically a hexagon stand with a cardboard cover on it and a little bit of plastic that just kind of slots on the end. Not impressed with that. And obviously they've got a Cloud City one, which is similar to the old sideshow one that they had for Boba Fett.
Bobber.
Yeah,
I've got that.
But it's not the same.
I've got that on my Bobber at the moment.
Yeah.
The only difference is if you were to take the 2 bits at the back, align them with the front nameplate, and stick a crotch grab on it, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, they're basically saying that Hot Toys have kind of taken them and moved them. So the one you've got, they're correctly aligned with where they would be. But also this is quite small as well, so it doesn't really scale properly in terms of the size of those lights and stuff.
If you're going to do a diorama base, do a diorama base. If you give people the option, because that was another good thing about the DX set, was that you effectively got 3 stands. You got the weather vane, so you could hang Luke off that. You then got a big, almost like diamond type base, and then you got a normal crotch grabber. I just give us. I don't like stands with a massive footprint, right? No. They piss me off because you can never get a lot in there. I like the oval bases because they don't have a big footprint. They don't take up a lot of room. They do exactly what they're meant to do. But the thing is, if you've been collecting a while, you pretty much got all this. Yeah. I've got the bobber stand.
Yeah.
Don't need that. Dagobah, right, I've got old bits of fucking wooden shit from...
exactly.
So I've got that. The Luke head, I'm not... The severed head, I'm not that bothered by. And there is a third-party version from years back that's been floating around for a while.
Okay.
I don't, and I've got a Luke, I've got a Bespin Luke I'm quite happy with. For new collectors, this is fantastic. For everyone else, it's just a bit...
Yeah,
and I don't necessarily agree with everyone about this. We should have got 2 head sculpts. What I'm more upset about is the fact that this is part of a DX line.
Yeah, this is
the
just
DX
a continued
line.
Cheapening of the DX line, isn't it?
Just at this point, the DX line is an old dog that's pissing and shitting itself. It's not got any life. Just put it down. Stop calling it a DX line. Just stop it, because it's not. It's just insulting to anyone who remembers proper DX packs.
Yeah, Econ says, I don't understand two stands. We get one figure, I can't put him on two stands. True, exactly. So, you know, and why would you want two sculpts? What would you do with two sculpts? I think it's what they've done is okay. I don't mind the sculpt. I mean, there's been a lot of discussion about whether it's the same as the deep fake Luke at the end of Mandalorian season 2. It doesn't look exactly the same to me. It looks better than that, but that might just be lighting. That might be the paint job. I prefer it to that, but I don't love it. And I think, you know, some people will, if they've still got the old DX07 sculpt, as good as they were at the time, you know, they don't hold up to kind of, you know, more modern sculpts and everything. So people will be looking for the sculpts, I think, for this. But
so with Luke, right, a lot of them have this. A lot of Lukes have this interchangeable hairpiece. As soon as you take that interchangeable hairpiece, Mark Hamill suddenly comes out, and you're like, that actually looks really good. Because the old DX one, you take the hairpiece off, it looks fucking fantastic.
Correct. Yeah.
You pop the hairpiece back on, you go, oh, I don't look nothing like it.
Yeah.
Which I think with these, like, if you look at the eyes and nose and mouth, that's Mark Hamill. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Then when you take into account the fucking, like, this photo on the left with his fucking bell end head, you kind of go, that really look much like him. So Punisher says the Darth Maul basic DX came with 2 more head sculpts and it was cheaper than this. Yeah, and I think that was a fucking stupid idea as well. I don't. If you give someone 2 head sculpts, they can only have one in a drawer. One's in a drawer, one's on the figure. Like, it's just such a stupid idea. If a figure warrants 2 head sculpts, it warrants 2 figures.
Yeah, exactly.
Particularly this, because there's not a lot of characters that actually go through such a significant change. He lands at Dagobah, he's pretty dirty. By the time he ends up at Bespin, he's covered in shit. By the time he gets his hand cut off, he's had the shit kicked out of him. There's lots of different looks you can do. I just think if you were to give this a second head sculpt with the matted fucking I've got had the shit kicked out of me look to it, it just wouldn't make any sense.
No.
But again, I think they've probably only done that so that people with the original double pack don't blow a gasket.
And Cafe comment fans is a proper Dagobah Luke with the moulded Yoda going back would have been a dream. Yeah, we'll probably see that coming soon.
Yeah,
they'll have a battle.
Because with the Maul, I ended up buying a whole second body that was all parted out, so I could display both head sculpts.
Just to justify, you know, displaying the second head. Yeah.
Just so I could use the second head sculpts.
Yeah.
Because I didn't.
Yeah.
They're too good to just put in a drawer, and that's one of the problems I have with Clone Troopers, is that I always have them with the actual head sculpt on because they're too fucking good to put in a drawer. Far too good to put in a drawer. But I like the helmets as well. Yeah.
Ryan says, do you think we'll get more OT figures now like Bespin Hand? I don't think I think Bespin Hand is a lore unto itself. That's not fucking coming. There's obviously a major issue there. He was teased in the backgrounds of that Bespin layer 2-3 years ago, and if it was coming, it would have come at that point. I think there must be some issue with Harrison Ford and him not wanting, you know. So I don't think so. I know a lot of people were kind of crossing all their fingers again that this Bespin thing has been reignited, but I don't see it. I mean, this was shown 2-3 years ago.
I've got no patience at all for anyone at this point who wants a Bespin Hand and hasn't got one in their collection.
Yeah, we've all done it.
Just
the parts are out there.
Fucking make one. It just make one, because you're always just going to be going, I want Bespin Hand, I want Bespin Hand, I want Bespin Hand. There's been plenty of custom runs. There's been plenty of options to kit bash. You know, we just need to put our big boy pants on and make it happen.
Yeah, exactly. And you can go with the old Sideshow figure. It's not that bad. You can use the outfit from that. Just stick a better head on. Okay, figure. You can next level. You can get the shirt and the jacket from the Hoth Sideshow Han. You know, you can get better boots. You can use you can either use the holster from the Hot Toys and New Hope, or you know, the Force Awakens, or you can go with the Sideshow one. You know, there's millions of blah. You can do it.
You can track down the the Medicom Return of the Jedi hand.
Yeah.
You pretty much got everything you need,
Yeah.
and then all you need to do is swap the jacket out.
Yeah.
There
Or
are
you
options.
could pay, you could pay $700 for the Yunsil set. So yeah, there's a lot of options there. There's, as you say, there's no excuse for all these crybabies, really. I know that's harsh, but it's not coming. I don't think it's coming. And people are saying that they won't buy any other Empire figures because they can't have a. Well, yeah, take control of it, and yeah.
I mean, look, if by some small miracle it comes out tomorrow, happy days, everyone's happy. But it just seems at this point like just make it happen.
Yeah, I don't see it. Don't see it happening. The one other thing I was going to say on this is, we talk about innovation and stuff. I would have liked to have seen, if I'm just going to go back to here, I would have liked to have seen some seamless wrist options, because like here, that's horrible, and the wrist there, and that's one of the reasons why I've bought those sets of the World Box arms, which God knows when they're coming. And one of the figures that I'd like to use it on is Luke, because that jacket has got quite short. Like once you get a dynamic pose, the jacket will ride up, and you see those wrist joints. And I think it would be nice to have at least like maybe a saber holding pair of like seamless.
If this is anything like the original outfit, it looks great in certain poses.
Yeah.
But then the moment you start to move those arms, the jacket rides up.
Yeah.
Because it is quite a short jacket. It's designed to be like that.
It is. Yeah.
It does go all over the place, and I think my problem with the battle damage one was because the rip was dead on the knee. It would always look weird. It would make the legs look funny, like they were pointing in the wrong direction.
Yeah, and you could see a bit of the joint through the gap and stuff like that. So, yeah, that would have been nice to have something a bit, because I think it's one of those things that always takes your eye. It draws your eye, and it takes away that last 10% of realism. I think the figures that I want these of some of my indies, and specifically this one, because I want to have the dynamic pose and not see have all the normal arms and all the wrists and everything, so you're not losing anything. But they do the swap out arm for the light up saber. Could have easily chucked in a couple of and I'm not talking about them being like a fighter silicone, just hard plastic.
Surely it would be easier for the light up saber for them to have that as a solid piece.
Yeah, it would be less chance of you breaking it as well.
Yeah,
because obviously if you went to town and you really went off with that wrist, you could snap a wire in there. So yeah, that would make sense, but yeah. So I like it. I think it's good, and if I didn't have the my own version already, I would be all over this. But yeah, I think it just probably hasn't moved. It hasn't moved the game on enough, really. No. I think for an upgrade or anything like that. So
no, it just feels like we're going back in time. Like we're getting the same stuff we used to have.
Yeah.
Which, like I said, great for new people, but
yeah,
just if you're going to make me wait ages and you're putting prices up and shit like that, like give me something a bit different, something I've not had before.
No.
So, while we're in space, X06 are steadily becoming one of our new favourite companies. Have announced Cisco. So they have an SX version and the EX version. The EX is 180 and the SX is 155. So I think the SX version is like the bare basics, if I'm right.
No, that's the other way around. So SX is the more expensive, that's got the extra. So that's the standard version.
Right.
And then the EX is the essentials version. So it's like a stripped down version. Okay. So.
Okay.
Yep. So the idea being is that essentially the extras you're getting are the big rifle, the opening jacket. And I think that's the glass, the whiskey glass. So not massive differences. Obviously, the way that Nanjin's playing this is that if you're an absolute diehard fan, then you're gonna, those extra 2 or 3 items are going to be something that's specific to that character. Gives you a whole second look, from maybe a particular episode or whatever. But if you're not too worried about that, save yourself 30 quid and get the essentials. And obviously, if you are looking at building whole bridge crews and things like that, then it may well be that actually, for the captain, you might want all the extras, but for the others, you're quite happy with a phaser and a tricorder. They're all going to come with the pretty cool bases and bits and pieces. So yeah, it's a good model, I think, and he's going to be doing this with quite a lot of the figures now. Some will just be one version, but particularly some of these key figures, like the captains and stuff, are going to come in these 2 flavours. This went up a couple of days ago. Slated to ship in 2 months, I think, 2-3 months.
Yeah.
So
really
that's
quick
the beauty
turnaround on this.
Yeah, that's one of the beauties of Exo 6. They're almost like, from the moment they go to pre-order, they're pretty much ready to go. They just, they're just kind of finishing off the run, which I like. It's led to a bit of worry in the community about people missing out, because I don't know. He kind of doesn't. There's no published figures as like to what the volume of these are, and they're not going to be massive. They're not going to be Hot Toys numbers. Nanjin's kind of dream is basically he wants a set of all of these himself, and the best way to do it is to do it as a company and sell them. So he's funny because on the groups he talks about on the Collectors Freaks. He basically says that in 4 years' time he'll go bankrupt, but by that time he'll have achieved his dream of getting all the figures that he wants for his own collection. And and if other people have benefited, then all is good. All is yeah, definitely. So I kind of quite like that. And so obviously we talked about the Chicago show on the last episode, and they showed about 30 odd figures, and there's quite a lot of stuff in there that I'm keen. I'm more a original series or original movie series. Obviously, I'm too young to have watched the original series when it first aired, but I kind of grew up with the movies. So for me, the Wrath of Khan trilogy, the Spock, Kirk, and Bones would probably be the sweet spot for me. I might potentially look at getting the original series bridge crew again, but obviously I was, I went down the QMX route at the start, and I'm not sure whether they will bring out he said that he will complete the crews. He gets very upset when people say, "Oh, are you going to bring out the figures to complete my lineup?" He's like, "No, we'll release the whole lot. If you only want to buy the ones you haven't got, that's up to you. But I'm not promoting that as a thing. You will get the whole bridge crew. So if you didn't get any of those, or you got screwed by QMX because they didn't send your Scotty out or your Sula or what have you, then they'll all be there." So and there's like a lot of people saying that they're going to just basically start selling off their whole collections to buy all this Trek, because this is all going to drop in like the next 4 years. Scott says, "How were the QMX figures?" They were good. They were good figures. I couldn't knock the figures. The sculpts were good. The outfits were good. I think they've moved on a lot now. I think that the Exo 6 stuff, I haven't seen any of it in hand, but from what I understand, it's a much better quality product. It was just QMX's attitude. They just doomed it from the start, and they left a lot of collectors high and dry with half finished collections, and they really fucked me off.
The thing I never quite understood about the whole situation was that these were always going to sell. Star Trek in 6 scale was always going to sell. There's enough people who enjoy Star Trek, who collect 6 scale figures, who would want 6 scale figures of Star Trek. It was like a really big black hole in the 6 scale world that I don't understand why QMX fucked it so bad, because it doesn't matter who makes these. People will buy it. People will buy it. If you go and you do original series Next Generation, this is why I like X06, because they're doing the lot. They're doing everything. They're reasonably priced, decent quality. You're not, they're giving you. They've listened to everyone. And you've got you've got your standard editions, and then your super dupers with everything else. Fantastic. And the thing is, I think they were getting a bit of flack the other day for saying they might reissue the First Contact Picard because of the chair. When they said they weren't going to do reissues, I couldn't give a shit. Couldn't give one tiny shit. I mean, one way they could do it is release a bundle. Have it bundled in.
But the thing is, it's different because it only came out, 6 months, a year ago.
Yeah.
So it's not like you've sat on it and it's appreciated in value and all this kind of thing. It's just like, they perhaps underestimated the demand for it. And if people want it, then why not, why not put a second batch out?
And again, people then start to bang on about a Next Generation Picard. Oh, but they've done First Contact. Yes, they've done a First Contact version. They haven't done a Next Generation version yet.
Not yet, no.
Like, don't get me wrong, we've got, they showed Locutus, which would be fantastic.
Yeah, looks really good.
But I want because I keep, like, every now and again I Google the QMX version just to see if there's any knocking about, because I want Picard.
Yeah.
And particularly after, I'm really enjoying the Picard TV series as well.
Yeah, me too, yeah.
So it just makes me want it even more.
Because
I don't get... Some people
doing that version as well, aren't they?
Yes, some people aren't big fans of it, but they can go suck a dick. It's fantastic, as far as I'm
There's been
concerned.
better Trek, but it's still really good. I've just started watching season 4 of Discovery as well, which is cool. Enjoyed that.
That's on Paramount or something. We got
it
that,
is, yeah. We paid. Me and my mate went halves on it on Amazon Prime, so it's £20.
Yeah.
So we did a tenner each, and we done one for 13 episodes. That's not bad. It's quite a good show.
No.
So they're going to be figures from Discovery and Enterprise and everything, basically. He's going to, and as I say, he has put out a promise to pretty much do the main bridge crew from every series. So be patient.
It would be awesome. It would be really, really good if he did some animated Lower Decks.
Yeah.
That would be
I
really
doubt
cool.
it, but and it's funny because going back to QMX, you don't really hear from them now. I think the bad blood from the whole Star Trek thing has pretty much screwed them, because they were doing other licenses and stuff. They make these little plasticky things.
They make knickknacks and stuff like that, don't they? They make like the comms badges and things like that.
But they did have some other lines, and they just seem to have, in terms of 1/6, they just seem to have disappeared now. So I think they shot themselves in the foot there. So no, if you're interested in this stuff, go on to Collector Freaks and go on the there's a discussion group for specific series, Next Gen, Voyager, what have you. But I just tend to follow the general discussion, so you get a bit of everything. And there's always teasers in there. There's some teasers for some because they're doing the captain's chair from I think the current pre-order is the one from the Enterprise E from the movies, which will be First Contact. But they showed some possible Next Gen bridge chairs and the horseshoe and stuff. So the Borg figures are going to come with some like backdrops and bits and pieces like that. So X06, I'm really, really excited. I'm looking forward to the ones that I'm looking for. So I might pick up the motion picture Spock and Kirk, some of the Ruther Khans. So the Spock and Kirk were one of these like production fillers. So when they're sort of mid between these major releases, then they've got some downtime, so they want to keep the factory going. So they've kind of got these like bare bones figures that will just come out, and they'll be instant. Like you buy them and they'll ship out the next day. They're not a pre-order thing. So looking forward to those. Brilliant. I think X06 to me are kind of right there at the top of the pile now. I can't wait to see some of their stuff in hand, really, because I haven't bought any of the stuff so far, but I've not heard a bad word about it, to be honest.
No, I haven't.
So really good stuff. Yeah. So so Benjamin Sisko. So get on it if you want him, because this stuff does tend to sell out pretty fast.
Super quick.
Yeah.
And then we have the Hot Toys Kate Bishop from Hawkeye. I know we don't. We have
Knives Out first. Yeah,
Knives Out first. We got Knives Out first.
An odd one.
Very odd one. 155 quid at Q4 2022. I think it's really well done, but
yeah.
And don't get me wrong, Knives Out was a fantastic.
Yeah, it was. And there's a sequel
film
coming, isn't there? So it's
but
it's just funny that
it's
the one character, and it's not got his name on it, or it's just like it's Knives Out. That's the name of the film. It's not, it's obviously the Captain America.
Well, I think the only reason they've done this is because of who it is.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
obviously that's I mean, it's being objective about it. It's a pretty it's a pretty nice figure.
It's Daft Toys, isn't it? They do costumes brilliantly,
really well. Yeah.
He's got 4 layers on there, and it doesn't look bulky.
No.
The chair's nice. It's all good stuff, but it's just it's quite an odd one. It's a very oddball one, isn't it? No, I think it's just called Knives Out 2, Equan. I think they've even gone with anything like clever at all.
It's just called Balls Out.
yeah, balls to the wall.
Yeah.
So it's what's the thing? Are they Biscoff biscuits in the above the stand there?
Yeah,
I think they are.
Yeah, you got some biscuits, 2 knives,
like
a flip
them,
knife,
but...
in and out. I can't. He's got the weird scarf, the weird little John Lennon sunglasses. Yeah, and then he's got kind of the 3 different layers, and the chair. But I mean, it's Daft Toys, so I don't think for a second it's going to be shit. It's just
it's really well done, and obviously if you really really do want it, then you could pick up a Hot Toys head to swap out, because that's the weakest bit of it really by the looks of it. The head sculpts, but if you can,
it's a weird
pick
one.
up the one from the Endgame figure or something.
I can tell who it is.
Yeah,
just by looking, but it's one of those. The more you look at it, the more you go, actually, that doesn't quite look right.
No, but so the Endgame cap head was fantastic. So whack that on this, and it would look brilliant. So yeah, odd one, but it'll be done well. So if you want that, yeah.
And then we do have the Hot Toys Kate Bishop.
We do.
This is 310 quid including shipping from Hong Kong. So normally we don't, but there was a handy table up, so I nabbed that. So this is at Q4 2023. It doesn't offend me. I think the sculpt's pretty good. I think the costume design I quite liked. Pretty low, pretty limited on accessories, but I don't know what else you would give her.
No. The bow.
It doesn't offend me. Yeah, it's not an offensive figure.
So.
It's just expensive for something I don't really care about. Hawkeye
was a bit different.
Was a nice show, and it was probably one of the better TV shows.
It was Christmas. It was Christmassy. It was quite nice to watch. But and obviously I think some of the promo shots you've seen the back of Hawkeye, so expect him coming soon. But I don't know. It's not. It's well done. It looks good, but again, like I don't have any interest in owning it. I think the sculpt's okay. The eyes are a bit odd, a little bit maybe a little bit too far apart, a bit bug-eyed compared to.
It's the fringe for me that lets it down.
It's like a separate piece, isn't it? It looks.
Yeah, it doesn't blend in. It just looks as though someone's gone. Stuck it in there.
Yeah. But it looks alright. I mean, but prices, mate. Prices is quite bare bones.
I see what you mean, Punisher XS. It doesn't look realistic. It looks animated. But again, I think a lot of that is the hair.
Yeah.
It's almost like they've just stopped doing any kind of shading to hair anymore. Hot Toys, they just go, it's one colour, deal with it.
Yeah.
It just throws it off. So
And obviously we got all the cool different arrows, I guess, like exploding arrow and poison arrow, and that's quite a cool, nice little selection of arrows there.
yeah,
But yeah, it's a niche piece.
It's what it is. The problem is,
Yeah.
any of the TV show stuff are very much like, not bothered.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is another weird one. So this is the Gio Toys high school student. It's 85 quid out Q3 2022. Do you know what? It's probably going to be quite good if you've already got a load of Far From Home stuff.
Yeah.
Or is it Far From Home? Yeah, it is Far From Home.
Yeah.
You know, for 85 quid, it's not bad. The sculpt looks pretty good. You know, the clothing actually looks reasonably tailored.
It's alright. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, you can't complain at that for 85 quid, can you? Really?
No, it's funny because I don't really remember. It's obviously quite scene specific. I mean, I don't really recall why he's got a handbag and when he got his tie cut in half.
It's the so it's when he goes. It's when he's trying to get MJ and that into university, and he's
Right.
just before when he's on the bridge.
Oh yeah.
And the handbag is the Dean's handbag. She
Right.
drops
Oh,
it and he
okay.
hands it to
Yeah,
her.
yeah.
And then Doc Ock rocks up and starts smashing shit up.
Yeah, that's right. What's the red thing in the middle?
The red thing, I can't remember. I can't remember if that's when. Do you know what? After he takes over Doc Ock's suit, and he's got the little readout in his jacket, where he's like, "I'm in control, buddy." I think it's that. And then the web shooter thing at the top is the thing that Doctor Strange gives him. I like the little vans he's got though; they're pretty cool.
Yeah. So the outfit looks quite good if it fits that well. Yeah, the shoes look good.
Yeah, all in all, not too bad. But next up, we've got something that most high school students would probably dream of. This is the SW Toys Cosplay Miss Rogers, 130 quid at Q4 2022. This is horrendous.
It is horrible, yeah.
This is just nightmare fuel.
Yeah, where's this come from?
I mean, SW Toys just, they keep doing it. They keep doing it.
Yeah.
I haven't even got the energy to slag this off. It's that bad. 130 quid. If you want it, get it. If you don't, you're probably relatively sane. It's just shit.
It's just funny
It's
to
just
me the why has the shield got a black middle? Are they trying to not show the star so that people don't think it's meant to be Captain America, but then she's still got the star on her chest?
Exactly.
Or does it come like that? Because it looks fucking awful if it...
It's so stupid on so many different levels.
And then you've got Loki's staff, which, I mean, yeah, that doesn't really...
It's like they've just got hold of a load of stuff that they can recast, and they've just done it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it is.
No, it's really horrible. It's really pointless. We just thought we'd put it in for a laugh, really, because we've got some Marvel stuff, and we got this next one as well, which makes more sense. It's an actual character from a TV show.
This next one, I know a lot of people have been after. So Toys Era have teased the Patriot. I quite like this. I like this design. I think a lot of people are going to pick this up. Because generally I think it looks quite good. It has a weird arse on it though, like the back,
a saggy arse.
Yeah, the back of the figure looks really weird. It's like he's got a parachute on. But from the front, it looks pretty good. Because I didn't realise the guy who plays him in the TV show is like Kurt Russell's son or something.
Yeah, he is.
Didn't realise that.
He's an odd-looking guy, but I think the mask sculpt looks really good. Not so sure of the other one, but then that's the
mask
hair,
sculpt's
probably
spot on, but the other sculpt doesn't look anything like him. But I think this will be quite popular. I think people are going to like this.
I think it's pretty good. And he was a bastard.
He was, wasn't he? He did. The thing is, you felt bad for him. He didn't start off as a bastard, and he just
no, he didn't. But
developed into a bastard.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a late bloomer. So look, let's be honest. The thing we're probably most looking forward to is coming up next. So the In-Art Studios have teased their Gandalf, and it looks fantastic. Now,
It does. Yeah.
I'm going to get this out the way straight off the bat. There was a lot of hissy fits and people acting like bellends about that middle photo. Is it a figure? Is it a render? Is it this? Is it that?
Yeah.
Who gives a shit? They never... anyone who was like, oh, well, that's clearly the figure, or why aren't they showing us the figure? You're a fucking idiot. Like, I don't know why the fuck we got so... people were getting so fucking angry about that. I didn't get it. Because loads of other toy companies have done this sort of thing, just shown a silhouette of something or a darkened shot of the actual character.
Just to kind of build up some hype and get people excited.
Yeah.
You know, we've got this license, this figure's coming. Yeah. And it was like dissecting it and zooming in and trying to, colour and go, oh, well, it looks exactly the same as this still. Yeah, that's because it is. I mean...
my mind boggled at that point. I was like, really, are we doing this? Are we really taking this whole new level of fucking idiocy?
And then in the last 2 days, they've shut up everybody with these 2 shots.
This looks so good.
Mate.
So good.
I didn't want it to be this good because I didn't want to fork out for another Gandalf, but I think if it comes like this... quite happy to have a third Gandalf in my collection, just have him on his own.
I've said I'm quite happy with my repainted Sideshow one, and I'm more than happy with my Asmus Legolas. And I saw this and I thought, oh fuckity fuck.
Yeah.
I'm going to end up with an in-art Gandalf and an in-art fucking Legolas at some point.
And Aragorn.
And Aragorn.
Yeah.
All they need to do is Gimli, and they can just take all my money now. Like, just It's like fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And obviously, if they're going to do the full rooted hair on Legolas, and nobody has nailed a really good Viggo Mortensen sculpt. So if they can nail that as well, I've got to go in on Aragorn. So I'm a bit scared, but this just looks beautiful. And I will, unless it's 500 quid, I might have to think about it. But I think I might be placing an order for this. It does, and it bodes very well for the other figures. And I've been quite a supporter of Asmus. I think what they've done for the price they charge has been really good. Their outfit, the clothing, the weapons, everything has always been great. Has always been spot on, well worth the money. They've just fallen short with the head sculpts, some to a massive degree. I don't like any of their Aragorns. Gimli's brilliant. Gimli's really good, and they did the rooted beard and the hair, and that looks great. So as good as an in-art Gimli might be, I think that probably that's probably the one that least needs an upgrade. But I think Gandalf is going to be huge because a lot of people quite like the Crown Series Asmus, but I don't like the head sculpt. I don't like the sculpt. I don't like the eyes. And interesting to see how many have gone up for sale on the groups in the last few days after people have seen this and gone, do you know what? I think you guys are right. This is, this sculpt looks incredible, and that routing is just amazing. Can't wait to see more pictures or when the pre-order. We assume this is going to be the next pre-order because it's the one that they seem to be focusing on.
Just looks so good, so fucking good.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like I said, Asmus, I like Asmus. I think they're good. I've cancelled my Ash. I've said no. I'm not prepared to do that.
Yeah, I think that's probably
because that was just a pile of shit. But generally, their Lord of the Rings stuff, I'm more than happy with. Can't really complain. But this is just, in art, just fucking killing it.
Yeah.
But at this point, remember, they haven't got a release under their belt in 6 scale.
No.
So.
Correct.
Yeah, we need to see what the Joker's. I need to see what the Joker's like.
Yeah.
Before I start to go down the route of diving too deep into other lines with them. Yeah,
that's fair enough. And like people keep saying about double pack, I can't see the point in doing a double pack of Gandalf because, like,
I don't know what you would do.
No, and you know, Zach's always keen to point out, his robes are different. He's got blue on his sleeves. It doesn't matter. It's not big enough difference to need.
Not big enough change.
No, it's not.
You know, they did it. They did it with the Joker because you could take stuff off of him. You know, you took his jacket off, and you had those 2 quite iconic scenes. But if you're doing Gandalf the Grey, the only way I'd want a 2-pack is if you had Gandalf the Grey and Gandalf the White. That makes sense.
That would work.
Giving you 2 Gandalf the Greys, even if one was from Lord of the Rings and one was from The Hobbit, you would have 2 figures sharing exactly the same accessories, maybe a different staff. But like,
it's funny because the Viper, who is the sculptor, I believe, of these head sculpt, was the one that put out that Gandalf the White a few years ago, and it was phenomenal. It was amazing. The head sculpt was amazing. The clothes, you know, it was £700, I think. So, you know, yes, that would be tempted to have the double pack. I think if this came out as a Gandalf the Grey double pack, the only way that I would buy it is if I went in halves with someone and agreed to split it, because I couldn't justify having 2 at, you know, £400 a pop kind of thing, and it doesn't make sense. I think people shouldn't base the Joker release and as some sort of template. No, definitely not. And again with Legolas, someone like that, the only difference is he has some shoulder pads for Helm's Deep and a sword. You know, so just give him those differences, and you can either have your Fellowship or you can have your Helm's Deep version. Same with Aragorn. Take the jacket off. You know, so it'd be nice to have all like the options to have the different versions, like you said. So the 3 different staffs, you know, other bits and pieces. So you kind of can say, I'm having this as a Hobbit, or I'm having this as Lord of the Rings, and they could easily do that with Legolas and Aragorn as well. So yeah, Legolas I'm not so worried about, although I'm sure they'll kill it. But Aragorn will be, if they can nail that head sculpt, because there's so many times where I've looked at custom ones and getting them haired and everything, but they're not quite right. It is so expensive, and they're not still quite right. The sculpt has still not been good enough to justify it. But I mean, if they can nail Vigo, then again I'd have to seriously think about ordering that, because I've got the ACI one and it's okay. I think it's better than what Asmus have managed, and I would still take it over some of the custom ones. But but that would be interesting. Ryan says, wonder if they will do the Hobbits and Gollum. I don't think so.
I think they've already said they've got no interest in doing the Hobbits.
No, I don't think so. I think they're going for the big main characters, particularly ones where they can do rooted hair jobs. You know, decent rooted, because Legolas is a real work of art when you see the people doing like the plaiting and all that stuff, and they're charging hundreds and hundreds. So, and I don't want them to. You know, I think if they were to try and if they did the whole Fellowship, it would cost you an absolute fortune. I think being able to mix them in with the Asmus, you know, that you can pick them up for like £80 or whatever. I think that gives you good options. So yeah, I think they've said that, and obviously Asmus's Gollum is due this quarter. Bilbo should be going out next month. So he's kind of jumped ahead.
Dude, that fucking head sculpt looks appalling.
What, the standard one or that one?
The standard one. He just looks like he's sulking. Like he looks proper pissed off.
He looks really grumpy. And then
I'm like, although Bilbo, like, he was a little bit grumpy, he never looked like he was an absolute bastard.
No, and then and unfortunately, the other swap out head is the you can't use that because that's very scene specific and it's not that outfit. It would have been nice to have one with a smile, you know, like a little grin or something.
100%.
Because you know, he wasn't that pissed off. So yeah, I have got it on order, and I'm looking forward to it. I think the outfit looks good, but I'm with you there that the head sculpt's a little bit too stern. So you know, you got to pose him in a way that you can kind of like justify why he's looking so concerned. But yeah, so obviously, looks great. Love it.
Does look good. So look, we got to that time of the show where we need to say thank you to our sponsors again. So let's play their advert and go straight into Custom Corner, shall we?
Backdrops and bases displays are printed directly to substrate on foam display board using UV matte inks, so there is no fade or glare. The nameplates are precision etched using their in-house laser machine. They offer a very bespoke service designing displays and nameplates to your requirements. You can contact Backdrops and Bases via their Facebook page, Backdrops and Bases.
Thank you, gentlemen. Hit them up. So, let's go into
Custom Corner.
Yep,
it's Ash.
Just got, it is.
Yeah, so I had a couple of bits and pieces that I was working on, and one of them was just touching up a few paint rubs and shit like that. But this I wanted to mention because this is probably the 5th one of these Rocco sculpts I've done, which is Ash Williams, Brenton, which is Ash Williams, so Bruce Campbell. So the ones I'd painted before, so Rocco would send off to a caster, they get casted, they get sent back. And they were all very good sculpts. This one, he's 3D printing them himself and he's sending them out. The quality is so much better. So much better.
Cool.
I don't know what magic he's using or what 3D printer he's got. He must have one of the 8K ones because the detail is absolutely fantastic on it. So yeah, I as soon as I got this in to do it, I was like, right, I need to just jump straight on that because
how much
I love
are
painting them.
Going for, do you know, unpainted?
I'm not sure. So last time they were about 70 quid, something like that, unpainted.
Yep.
So by the time
it looks
you
really
pay
good.
someone to paint it, they're fantastic
like
sculpts.
This. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that based
it's
on one of the particular films or the TV show?
So he did. So when he first did this, it was before the TV show came out. So I think he's gone back and revisited it and tweaked it a little bit. I think it's kind of, it's not quite Evil Dead 2 or 3.
Yeah, he looks a little bit older, but it's a nice.
It's not
generic...
quite Ash versus Evil Dead.
No, but I think it's good enough that you can futz it in with any version, really.
Yeah. So I had one of these on an Ash versus Evil Dead one ages ago, and it was great. In fact, I shared it to one of the Evil Dead groups, and Bruce Campbell shared it.
Oh, I remember
on his page. So like it's a, you know, if Bruce Campbell thinks it's a good likeness, then it must be a good likeness.
Yeah.
So I've got that, and then I've got a few other bits and pieces I'm going to be working on that I'll post up. But yeah, I wanted to just show that one because of the stuff Rocco is doing lately is very, very good.
Yeah, he's revisiting a lot of stuff, isn't he? He's gone back and
tweaked.
I mean, I'm not sold on the indie. I've seen seen a few pictures, you know, and it varies. It seems to vary very much with the the quality of the paintwork. Yeah. And
so I really want to get one just to paint it. I've got no need for it, but I want one just to paint, just to see.
As far as we know, there's still going to be a run of that on 1/6 kit, but we haven't seen that yet. So, but again, it might be another option along with the present toys heads. So it's some good stuff. But it looks really good. That Bruce, like it. Nice paint job, mate.
Thank you very much. I've started changing how I do skin and stuff. So
no, it looks good.
I've got to the point where because I don't paint these as frequently as I used to. Every sculpt now is a little bit like I need to kind of think about it a little bit, which is I don't like. I don't like having to think about it. I much preferred it when I could just pick it up and do it.
No, it looks like you got some nice sort of different tones and stuff in there.
It's all done with washes. Mm-hmm. So the way I used to do it was I would mix my flesh colour with different other colours and dry brush and do a few washes and stuff. But now I flat base coat it in my skin colour, and then I go in and I give it washes to try and mimic like the muscle, the fat, the blood, that kind of stuff, and then go in with flecks and stuff like that. So it's a bit of a bit of a different way to do it, but it tends to pick up a lot of the gumph that's in there. But anyway, enough about painting. Did they already discuss? Yes, we did. We did. Yeah. So, TV and film. I think it's safe to say most people are probably talking about this trailer, Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
It was a teaser trailer, so it wasn't like too in depth.
A minute and a half. Yeah.
No. And to be honest, up until I saw the trailer, I wasn't overly bothered about seeing the film. I thought it's one I can probably catch when it comes on Disney Plus. But after watching the trailer, I'm very much liking it. I think I will go see it at the cinema because it did look very, very good. Yeah. It's
I think it's rapidly become like the most comedic license of the because you've got Thor and you've got the Guardians in there, which a lot of the humour from the Marvel Cinematic Universe comes from, and obviously the banter, the bromance between Thor and Star-Lord again continues in there, and it is very funny. I'm not 100% sold on the look of Jane, but obviously we've not seen the movie yet, and wait to see kind of how that comes about. And I don't know if you've seen some of the Marvel Legends toys from this.
No, I haven't.
The Thor figure looks odd. He's got a sort of really armoured kind of outfit with a weird gold mask. So I'll be interested to see what that's going to look like in real life. I mean, not real life, but
because in the trailer when he's got his jacket on and stuff, he kind of reminded me of Star-Lord from the video game, Guardians of the Galaxy video game.
Yeah.
Have you played that?
No, I haven't. No.
It's on Games Pass. Anyone who's got Games Pass and hasn't played it yet, download it. It's fantastic. I downloaded it to play it myself. My boy got hold of it and he literally sat there and just ripped through it. So I had to wait for him to be finished with it so I could play it. It's fantastic. It's probably one of the best games I've played in a while. It's well worth picking it up.
I think
because it's based more on a comic version of them than the films.
It's almost like they're kind of doing that on purpose to build that rivalry with Star-Lord, that he's like dressing a bit like him. Yeah. He's the cool one, and Star-Lord's feeling quite threatened by Thor's like ultra masculinity kind of thing. But it looks quite cool. It's like the training montage where there's like that massive giant's body and where he's got the chains and stuff. So I'm quite I haven't got. They're not essential viewing for me. I think I'm kind of not done with Marvel, but the whole Endgame Infinity War thing kind of wrapped that up for me, and now I just see them as like, I enjoyed Spider-Man. I think Multiverse looks good with Doctor Strange, and this would be good fun. And I'll probably try and see it at the cinema, but I think they're kind of just like a bit of throwaway fun, I think, rather than maybe some of the more serious stuff we had at the end of the kind of first phase, whatever. So
it's a strange one. It's weird because when you look back at the first lot of Phase 1 films, they were all very a little bit goofy. They were a little bit more tongue in cheek. Whereas now, because we've done all of that, and we kind of want to know what happens next, they've kind of hit the reset button.
Yeah.
And they haven't really established any common thread through it, which is, I think, where this Doctor Strange thing's going to come in.
Yeah, and obviously we've lost some fairly major characters from that saga, but we've still got Thor and Spider-Man and Doctor Strange and stuff. So it's about, as you say, kind of like rebuilding that universe again, and where they tie in together. And
they on the Evil Dead Facebook pages and stuff, they keep showing the same bit where they're like, I think they've turned around and said, Evil Dead fans will be really happy with this. Obviously it's Sam Raimi, so they're going, will Bruce Campbell pop up? Will he pop up as Ash? Or will this happen? Or will this happen? Or is the zombie, are they saying that the zombie Doctor Strange is a Deadeye? And I'm like, no.
Right, okay.
No. What I'd probably, Sam Raimi tends to have Bruce Campbell pop up in his films. In some kind of cameo. So there will be a cameo. But it won't be him as Ash Williams. It will be him as something else. Who's in all the Spider-Man films.
Because I rewatched all those recently with my boy, and it's quite funny seeing him pop up in those.
Because fun fact, most Sam Raimi films, he pops up, or the car pops up, because the car was the car they used to drive around together in college, which is Ash Williams' car in The Evil Dead. It's a Trans Am, I think. That car normally pops up. It's either him or the car, so something will happen. On the whole, I liked it. I like Jane. She looked pretty cool. Yeah. So we'll wait and see. The thing is, I'm not a big
Natalie Portman, so. Yeah.
No. The thing is, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm some kind of fucking movie critic and go, well, I could see the pain behind their eyes and all that sort of shit. If I liked it, I liked it. I liked the trailer. It looked pretty good. I'm going to give it a watch.
It's going to be a fun movie, and you've got Korg in there who's really funny as well, and that. So, it'll be fun, but less kind of serious than some of the stuff we've seen before. So, I'm sure it'll be good.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. Pete. So it's that time, isn't it, Pete? It's that time.
Yeah.
Deep breath.
It is.
Deep breath.
Yeah. So, end of the show. Thanks for everybody that... she is ripped. Everyone that's tuned in. Yeah, so I'm just going to run through the Patreon list now. Thanks to all of you for your continued support of the network and keeping us going, keeping our equipment up to scratch. So we've got Sean. Exactly. Sean Ferry, CB, René Mendez, Eric Mariscal, Quinn Aguirre, Leah Hernandez, King Louis, Mark Pearson, Paul Schreiber, James Colley, Equan, Chris Valencerina, Ben Thomas, Chris Leddy, David Jones, Sam Gist, Daminator, Joao Brader, Danny Lee, Deanie Martin, Stephen Crett, Big Fern, King Zach, Caesar American, Mark Phillips, Lisa Martin Babonsky, Rick De Gregorio, John the Everyday Collector, Ricardo Valdez, Jose CZ, Owen Asusina, The Illustrious Rainer, Alid Morgan, to Catherine, Wah, Derek Biazinski, Carlos Saavedra, Matt Clevenger, Seth Tucker, CC3PO, Scott Smith, Don Maton, Bowler Boy, Jimmy James, Stephen Purchase, Sean Yahtzee, Scott Bradley, Stephen Maria Stanley, Eddie Manzanares, Louis Bennett, Chip Perrin, Jimmy Hernandez, Gigi the Judgmental, and Brenton Palmer. Thanks again to you all. And it's so nice to kind of see a lot of these guys like on the shows. We've got Brenton, we've got Lane here, with Danny, people that have become like hosts or regular guest appearances. So it's really nice community, and I think it's quite nice that a lot of these guys, even though they are now part of the network in some of, they're still paying their dues and supporting us that way. So it's nice to see. If you what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop the link to the Patreon in there. If you are not on the Patreon, you want to join us, we've got Sweet Angel tier, $5 a month, gets you stickers sent straight to your door, as well as access to Ox After Dark. Certified Christmas, $15 a month, gets you an official certified Christmas certificate, all the benefits of the previous tier. And the What a Guy is you get the exclusive POG Deluxe set, the first pledge. That was all the stickers we send, so you can give them to your friends and family, and all the benefits of the previous tiers. International postage will be added for the POGs. And I believe there may still be some sets of the collecting weekly, the Living That Dice D20s for the next few people that sign up for the What's a Guy tier. So the stickers for April, still in April, May soon. We've got the network sticker sheet, which is 4x6 sheet, postcard size with all the shows. Even a collector's item there, the in and outs of collecting, which is no longer on the network, so that's a cool one. They all come off separately, and they're all like nicely kind of cut around the logos, so they're really nice. And the left-handed jumbo sticker, good one that. So yeah, that's what's coming in April. So I think you probably still got time to get in if you want the April ones. Or I haven't seen what we've got coming up for May yet, so I look forward to that. And we've got YouTube channel members. We've got Mojo Z78, Absolute Irwin, Test Jess 1, DK Avenger 702, OMFG Rick, Mike Oxlong, S Beam, Andreas IB, Deminator, Sam Gist, OG Fan, and Penrikers, Mark Pearson, Ben Thomas, Justin Eras, Paul Schreiber, Andrew Gibo, CC3PO, Lima Hernandez, and Carlito. And if you want to join that, if you're a Patreon, it's 99 cents a month. You get loyalty badges, emojis, and you get shout-outs, as we've just done just now. Or you don't have to be a Patreon. You can join the Peanut Gallery for $2.99 a month, and you get all of the perks of the Patreon version. We have TeePublic, so you can pick up some T-shirts or mouse mats or mugs or whatever with the logos or slogans from your favourite shows.
Whatever toot you want to get.
Yeah. Look for a deal there. Quite nice. I've got one on now. That's my contribution. So if you'd like to take us through the network in your normal informative way.
Try and be nice today. We'll try and be nice about it. So we've got Collecting Weekly. Very emotional one yesterday where they were talking about shooting the former president, by the sounds of it. They kept getting Obama and Osama.
Yeah,
up,
that's right.
Horrible racists.
So
that was all a little bit weird. So there's that. Watch them. They're great guys. There's After Dark, which is the seedier side of things. Collecting Weekly live unboxing, which again is a tour around a Sex Pests dungeon with black gloves and boxes of dollies and shit like that he takes out, strokes, puts the lotion in the basket, all that kind of stuff. Collectors Club, which is a very exclusive club.
Back to the basement.
Back to the basement. You have to do some pretty awful things to get to that club. And then you've got OFAC, The Jewel in the Crown, The Reason We're Here, us, Bricks and Brews, which is grown men getting pissed up and playing with Lego. Probably should be on some kind of register for that. Pose Wars, which is they're fighting over poses pretty much. Small Talk, which is the little teeny tiny things, the smaller figures, but they're fantastic. Busy guys. I said, no idea how they do it. The Ringcast, which we weren't on the last one because we just didn't want to really. We had prior engagements.
Hoping to make the next one.
Yeah, definitely. And then Live and Let Dice, which is all around Dungeons and Dragons and that kind of stuff. So if you've got to spare 4 hours,
or
then
5,
watch it. Or 5 in some cases. It does go on a bit.
Yeah.
But that is a super quick rundown of our fabulous network, full of shows, full of people. And then we've got Collecting Weekly Clips, which is the laughs, the goofs, the gaffs, and everything in between in tiny 30-second bite-sized forms on
check it out.
their Instagram. Yeah, they are good. And that is pretty much us, mate.
Yeah,
we are
beautiful.
pretty much done. So that ain't too bad. Hour and 43. Not bad for one of the quicker ones. Yeah, that was good, that, mate. So,
cool.
Thanks
for
I shall see
tuning
you
everyone.
later. Yeah, thanks, guys. See you next time.
Take care. See you in a couple of weeks. Bye.